All right, it is Carnivore Diet, day 4 of 60. Today is Friday, July 8th. Friday, July 8th. So today's day 4 of Carnivore Diet. And I gotta tell you, it felt somewhat difficult to get here today. I had some cravings yesterday. I had some real cravings for coffee, which, wouldn't have been the worst thing for me to have ingested, but I still didn't want to. I stuck with the water. But yeah, all I had really yesterday was like 3 poached eggs, like a pound of hamburger meat, threw some Kerrygold in there, and then for dinner last night, what did I have? Oh, yeah, I just had like 3 pieces of bacon and 4 more poached eggs. And okay, and you can Google it, it's like super cool. But I did my eggs in a muffin pan last night, and I had seen a video for it somewhere. I don't remember where it was. But it was this girl, and she had, she was in the kitchen, and she had put, cracked eggs and put 1 in each little spot of the muffin pan, and put butter in there, like 3 little slabs of butter in each one of them, and put them in the oven for however long, pulls them out, and then they just look perfect. And so I did that last night, except I didn't put the butter in, because she said, well, if you put the butter in, then you don't have to use any kind of cooking spray or anything like that. You don't have to, you just put it in there, and it doesn't stick because it's got all the butter in it. I don't know if that was really true or not. I didn't want to sabotage 4 eggs that I was making. So I didn't do that, and I did use some cooking spray last night. I'm trying to stay away from cooking spray and seed oils and stuff like that, but I did use it for the eggs last night. I guess I'm just going to have to potentially sacrifice 3 or 4 eggs, trying to do that just to see if that whole thing with the butter does work. But I didn't do it last night. I rarely ever use any kind of cooking spray at all. But I did last night for that, and it is what it is. But going forward, I'm going to definitely limit that. But they turned out great. Oh my gosh, I could have taken them out a little bit sooner. I would have, because it did hard cook the yolks just most of the way. It was still a little bit runny, but the yolks for the most part were still pretty runny. But yeah, if I did it, and I cooked them for 15 minutes, so if I did it for like 13 minutes, 12 minutes, I don't know, I think they would have turned out perfect. But no, they were still really good. It came out to be muffin, size, and it's perfect. Just cooked perfectly. So I thought that was really cool that worked out. But yeah, that's all I had to eat yesterday was some like 7 eggs and 3 strips of bacon and some, like a pound of hamburger meat. So that's all I had yesterday, and water, of course. I ran out of my keto chow, so I had to order some more of that. I spent yesterday afternoon watching videos about statins, and I'm on a statin right now. Well, I was on a statin, but I was watching a bunch of videos on YouTube last night, and from people who I claim to be reputable, people, and it's not just a couple. There are a ton of videos about statins out there, and I watched a lot of them yesterday. And so I'm on a statin to lower my cholesterol, and there's different videos about, well, statins do this and statins do this, and here's the side effects, and they don't actually prevent heart disease and strokes and all the stuff that they claim to prevent. So I watched a bunch of videos on how they don't work as advertised. They don't stop heart attack and heart disease and strokes, but then also on top of that, they have potential negative side effects like dementia, brain fog, which I've experienced a little bit of since I got on the statin. It can cause erectile dysfunction, which I have not experienced that. But, just apparently like all kinds of kidney failure, kidney disease, it can increase your chances of getting diabetes. Now, I'm not a doctor. I'm just telling, what I gleaned from the videos that I was watching last night. And of course, all of them had the links to the American Medical Association showing these studies about how, it's pretty much all true. And so I'd emailed my doctor the other day and I said, hey, I've been reading up about statins, and I'm not the greatest about being on one, but I would like your advice about it. And I had figured that he was going to say, oh, you need to stay on that, it's the best thing for you and it's going to save your life, da 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 da. And of course that's exactly what he told me. And but he said, if you don't feel comfortable, he said, it's rare that people stop taking a medicine because of the potential side effects. But with the potential side effects that statins apparently have, yeah, I'm going to stop taking it. So I'm not going to be taking that statin anymore. That part of my health, I'm just going to leave in God's hands and not worry about it. I also saw a lot of videos from, who I believe to be reputable sources that, having high cholesterol is actually good for you. Now, there's certain parts of your blood work that aren't good. And I don't know if it's either the LDL or triglycerides that you don't want to be high. But I can't remember which one. So I need to do some more research about that. But I'm not going to be taking the statin anymore. I've seen too much. I'm not really willing. I'm only 50 years old. If I start, how soon could I start getting dementia? In 2 years after taking the drug? After 3 years? 4 years? That's not going to work. So I'm done with the statins. This doesn't have anything to do with the statins either, but I feel a lot skinnier today. It's day 4. I went through a 8-day stretch or so where I wasn't strict carnivore. I was mostly strict carnivore as far as eating goes, but I ingested alcohol and some foods that I shouldn't have eaten. But it was for my birthday. I didn't care. That's obviously past me now. I got up today, and some days I just have days where I just feel thin, and today was one of those days. I feel thin. I feel like I look a lot better. I feel great. So day 4 back on the carnivore diet. I'm not going to say that I'm not ever going to have any cheat periods anymore, because I totally will. I'll use some excuse at some point down the road to have a cheat period. But now I know what it feels like to come off of one of those and to get back on this way of eating and the way that I feel now. And yeah, this has been a game changer. Now, I'll never try to give anybody advice. I'm not a medical doctor. I didn't go to college. I don't have a ton of education. But I can tell you that I feel great and that I'm having great physical results by this way of eating. And I would say to anybody who wanted to try this way of eating, yeah, give it a shot, man. Give it a shot. Do some research on it. Figure out the right way to do it, because there's people that'll yell at you if you do it if you do it the wrong way. If you're not eating the right things, or if you're not doing it right, you ate that, blah 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 blah. But you got to figure out the right way to do it. And I would never get down on anybody for eating what I call dirty carnivore, which is like hot dogs and shit like that. I love Vienna sausages. Oh my God, those things are so good. They're probably horrible for you, but I think they're still better than eating a bag of chips. So my advice, if I were to give it, would be to just figure out what it is that you like to eat out of that way of eating. Figure out what's going to work best for you. Figure out what works best for other people, and then just give it a shot, you know. And the first time I did it for 30 days. This was last year. This year when I did it, I was going for 30 days. I wound up doing like 42 days, 43 days, something like that. And then now that I'm back into it on day 4 now, I'm going to go for 60 days. And I've no doubt that once I get to 60 days, I'm just going to want to keep that going and going and going and going. And this is going to be my lifestyle from now on. I can't see myself going back to eating all that other crap and feeling like garbage all the time. So anyway, yeah, I'm done ranting for now. I'm 10 some odd minutes into it. So it's 6:41 on Friday, July 8th, 2022. I'm on day 4 of 60 on the carnivore diet. I didn't get on the scales today. That'll probably be like a once a week thing or once every 2 weeks thing that I do. I've discovered that when I worry about what the scales say, it puts me in an irritable state, an agitated state, and I'm not going to worry about what the scale says. I'm going to worry about feeling better. And I think with that mindset, that it's going to help the weight come off even quicker, and to help me get stronger quicker, and for me to get healthier quicker. You know, if I don't worry about the weight, you know, it frees up that part of my mind to work on the other stuff. So anyway, July 8th, 2022, carnivore diet, day 4 of 60. Have a good one.